Hi everyone. Today I want you guys to meet someone I met recently. He has a long career. He's got a lot of certification. He's done a couple of great books in sales. So he's a sales coach and mindset coach, a lot of other things. I will let him introduce because I can't explain everything he does. So Dr. Donald Moine, please kind of introduce yourself, where you came from and what you do now.
Oh, okay. Well, Raju, thank you for inviting me to your podcast. I'm very excited to be here, folks. Some of you have heard of me. As Raju mentioned, I've written a number of books on sales psychology, neuro-linguistic programming. I actually wrote the first book on neuro-linguistic programming and master salesmanship. And as a lot of you know, NLP was developed by the behavioral science geniuses Richard Bandler and John Grinder. I didn't develop it, but I was at the University of California at Santa Cruz when they developed it. And so I've been there from the beginning studying it. And then I wrote the first book ever. It's considered the classic on hypnotic selling. It's like the step beyond NLP. And it's completely legal, folks. It's not about taking advantage of anyone. It's not about putting them to sleep. It's actually about waking them up, because a lot of people are in trances. They're preoccupied, they're trapped in daydreams, preoccupations, and it's just a matter of using their attention in a very beneficial, humanistic, win-win way. It's very powerful. Makes use of mesmerizing storytelling techniques. All great communicators use it. And I figured out a way so that average people, average salespeople could tap into this power and become much more successful, much more powerful themselves. So I'm a sales and marketing psychologist. It's a fascinating field. I might be the only guy you'll ever meet in your life who does this, who has a PhD in psychology. I was trained in clinical psychology doing therapy. I still use a lot of those skills because I work with people in business, but people in business, folks, have you been in business long enough to learn it's stressful trying to meet a payroll, trying to make money, making investments. And so I help people with all the stresses, with the mindset issues, as Raju mentioned. But also what I really focus on is increasing sales, increasing profits, creating jobs. And I've just, it's about psycholinguistics and it's about mindsets. I love the power of words. I wrote the first ever PhD dissertation on sales superstars. These are guys and women that make $500,000, $1 million a year. I have clients right now that are making $3 million to $5 million a year or more from sales, from their small businesses. And it's just very exciting to see them create jobs, to work with them. And we'll talk a little bit about it on the podcast. So Raju, I'm going to turn it back over to you.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I actually reviewed I was going to looking at your books, and yeah, that was one of the comments, like hypnotic, they think like, oh, you're like
Oh,
hypnotic. Anyway, look at the book. It's been a great one of the best sellers. I think you guys
yeah.
can go look at it on Amazon. There are two books actually. One is Hypnotic Selling, and I forgot the other one. But
Well,
I'll post those links.
the Raju, the book on hypnotic selling, the actual title, it's called Unlimited Selling Power. Unlimited Selling Power, How to Master Hypnotic Sales
That's
Skills. Yeah. So, and by the way, folks, my name, I don't know if we even mentioned my name. It's Dr. Donald Moine, Moine. You can connect up with me on LinkedIn. I'd love to meet some of you. I'm going to be sharing this podcast with, I've got about 3,500 good folks around the world that I'm connected to on LinkedIn. I'm going to be making Raju a little bit more famous by promoting him to my network. So I'd love to meet you over LinkedIn.
awesome. Yeah, no, I'll be posting all the, I'll be tagging Dr. Donald Moine with whatever links, and plus his books. I'll be tagging his books, so you guys can go check out his books, and whatever other information I have, I'll be tagging him with that. So hopefully you can check him out. So with that being said, I think you already kind of intimated who you can help, and you also said who you'd like to connect. I don't know if you want to expand a little bit further on it, like who can you help, and who are the types of
Sure.
people we would love to help right now.
Yeah, I'd be happy to talk a little bit about that. Folks, I've done a lot of work with financial planners, with registered investment advisors. Some of my clients are hedge fund managers. I've worked with banks. I've worked with a lot of people in real estate. I know Raju's an active real estate investor. I've owned apartment buildings, townhouses. I owned a shopping center. Right now, I own a bunch of desert land. I've owned second homes, rental homes. So I've walked my talk. I've been really involved in that community, and so I've helped investors raise money. I mean, that's another big thing I do. In addition to working with a lot of people in finance, I work with a lot of coaches. I coach coaches, and I've got about 7 or 8 of them as clients right now around the world: Singapore, Brazil, around the United States, Canada. I love working with coaches because, my background as a psychologist, really, it's a kind of like a high level form of coaching where you get into mindsets, helping people overcome blocks, resistances, see the world in a whole new, empowering way. And one of my other passions I haven't really mentioned much is helping startups. Startups are the financial engine of our society. They create more jobs than the big companies that are in the newspaper every day. You just drive around your community and you see all these businesses. Some of them have really suffered under COVID-19. And now we're starting to emerge. There's just so much excitement in the air, so much animal energy that we can tap into. So I've helped startup companies raise over $300 million. My expertise is in persuasion, influence, neuro-linguistic programming, mesmerizing selling. I found that you can have the best business in the world. This is a big problem, folks. You can have a great business, a great business model. You can have some terrific real estate you want to invest in. But unless you have a persuasive story, unless you know how to tell that story and deal with the questions, the resistances, the objections you're going to hear, you won't raise nearly the amount of money you should be raising. In 2019, according to the Securities and Exchange Commission, $1.5 trillion was raised by new businesses. That's about 1/10 of our economy. It sounds great, but the average amount raised was less than $100,000. And these people, most people that do the filings with the government, it's called Reg D, or there's Reg A plus, there's crowdfunding. They want to raise $1 million or more. A lot of the companies I work with want to raise a few $1 million, and they raise less than $100,000. And the reason, they've got all the proper legal documents, they've got a pitch deck. You guys have seen pitch decks. They have a nice website, but they're not telling their story properly. And it breaks my heart. So I come in and I help them with the persuasion. I help them with the languaging. And, we've been able to bring in over $300 million. I've got a meeting later this afternoon with a wonderful crowdfunding website. I'm excited to have it's a possibility I might be working with them. So I love to support things that grow our economy, that create jobs, that put money in people's pockets. And so if you're into that, if you also share those values with me, let's connect up on LinkedIn. Maybe we can do some great things together, or we'll just be friends. And that's cool too. It's all good, man. It's all good.
Awesome. Yeah, like Dr. Donald Moine said, yeah, he's awesome to talk to because he's an open connector. So especially if you're in that field, I know in tech field how to raise money for startups is really difficult. You talk to
Oh,
100 people, maybe one person is interested, and then
yeah.
a person might not do. So you might have to talk, I don't know how many people before you get funding. So yeah, I mean, seek out help from him. Maybe he can help you. So, and I'll be posting, like I said, all these links, so you can reach out to him through that, various channels that he has. Well, last 2 questions. One is maybe you kind of answered in your already what you already said, but what inspires you to get up and do what you do every day?
Actually, I don't think I've answered that. That is a great question, Raju. You have some very intriguing questions here. What inspires me to get up every morning? I think it comes down to the big word that pops into my brain is breakthroughs.
Nice.
I love helping people achieve breakthroughs. All growth is good, whether it's incremental growth. If you grow this much today, this much, that's good. I'm going to applaud you. Raju's going to applaud you. But what's a really a turn on, a big motivator to me, more than a cup of Starbucks coffee, what motivates me is helping people achieve business breakthroughs and personal breakthroughs, and helping them overcome mental blocks, psychological blocks. We all have them, folks. There's things I have, challenges I have in my life. I've got a busy life, a lot of clients, and you can sometimes be affected by forces in society. The media can have all these negative stories. They create fears in our mind. Maybe it's I like right now I'm helping some people do seminars. We're setting up seminars and we're trying to attract 50 people, 100 people or more to a room. I'm a great believer in seminar selling. I've done seminars around the world. You can sell anything in a seminar, and some people are just full of negative thoughts. Oh, Dr. Moine, it's too early. People don't want to leave their houses. They want to just take in meetings on Zoom. And, that's true. I take in Zoom meetings. I love them. But there's something magical about getting people together in the same room. And you guys know the energy, the enthusiasm, the passion you can generate. So I'm helping them overcome these mental blocks about seminar selling. I'm telling them it's not that early. If your state allows it, if you can get together, be one of the first, folks. Be a first runner. Don't be someone who 9 months down the road says, oh yeah, I'm also going to offer a seminar like all those other people have been offering seminars. You want to be one of the first. People remember the first. They respond to the first runners. Who was the first person, supposedly the first European guy who set foot in America? Christopher Columbus, they say. Maybe it was Leif Erikson. Who was the second person? No one knows. No one remembers. Who was the first man who stepped on the moon? Neil Armstrong. Who was the second person? No one knows. No one remembers. There's a real advantage, folks. You hear me? There's an advantage to being the first. So I love helping people overcome mindsets. And so for me, it's all about breakthroughs. Having a breakthrough in your business where I'm working with business right now, and they've been kind of plateauing at about 600,000, 700,000 a year. And that's good. That's really good. But I'm helping them jump to 6 million a year. We've set the target. We've added some people to the team, and man, we're making progress. It's just like every week there's some new breakthrough. And that's just so exciting. And it's something that's within all of our powers. So when I say transformation, what I mean is, when I think of transformation, I think of like the caterpillar, and then it at a certain point it turns into a cocoon, and then the beautiful butterfly emerges from the cocoon. It looks totally different. It's transformed. It's not just a bigger caterpillar. That's cool too. That's nice. But we have that ability within us. I mean, I never thought I would be doing the work I'm doing today. I was trained to be a psychotherapist, which is very valuable work.
Right.
I taught college for a couple of years. That's very valuable work. But I worked my way through 9 years of college as a salesman. And when it came time to do my PhD dissertation, I decided to study sales superstars, these people that make $500,000, $1 million a year or more. And I turned it into a science. I figured out what they do, and I was able to break it down into steps, because I used the science of psycholinguistics, which no one had used to study salespeople before. And I was able to take the skills from the champions, from these sales geniuses, and put them into average people. And so that's how for the last 30 years, we've been able to break sales records in all these different companies. So those are some of the things that really motivate me and turn me on. I'm going to turn it back to you, Raju.
All right. Awesome. Well, that's a lot of that's a lot of inspiration for you. So, all right. So this one has to be a bit more precise, because I'm going to say one tip only. You can share one tip only because you got a lot of experience. You coach so many people. You probably have a lot of tips for people.
Yeah. Oh boy, yes.
So one tip, which is probably the most important, other lately, maybe it's the most recent one that you can share that can help.
Most recent one.
Uh-huh.
Um, Boy, I do have so many tips here. We'll have to
I
do
know,
another one of these.
I
I know. Okay, just one.
cannot.
Just one. Okay. I would say a recent one for me has been working in teams. You know, folks, you are a superstar. The fact that you're connected to Raju's a superstar. He's a superstar investor. He's a superstar in information technology. But the reason that you're on this call is that you want to learn more and you're a hard worker. You could be doing a lot of other things. You could be watching television and you're watching this. Congratulations. I want to applaud you. But folks, as hardworking as we are, as brilliant as we are, there's only so much I can accomplish by myself. And there's only so much Raju can accomplish by himself. You know, we're doing this as a team. And working in teams it just hit me again recently. I've learned this so many times in my life and I forget it sometimes. I'm like everyone else. I forget things. Teams are powerful. I love working with teams. So hook up with other people, with people you meet on LinkedIn, with just folks you meet in life, and form alliances, form teams, because together we are much more powerful. We can do so much more than just working on our own. There's too many lone wolves out there. And so with some of these startups now, I'm working with teams and we're, raising millions of dollars and just skyrocketing growth of these businesses. So that's my tip for today is look for a team, create the team. It's within your power. You've got this, folks. You have got this. Put your hand on your heart. There's a little bit of NLP anchoring and hypnosis and say this, I am a great team member.
I am a great team member.
Say it one more time. Let's say this with passion.
Okay.
I am a valuable team member.
I am a valuable
team member. Yeah. Anchor that in, folks. Just to say that over and over again. And when you connect with people, let them know, I want to play. I want to connect with you. Let's see if we can do something together. And you're not going to be able to do that with everyone, but really all you need is just to be a member of a small number of teams, half a dozen or so, where you're really doing something. And together we change the world. I mean, that's literally what changes the world, which creates businesses, creates sales, just wonderful lifestyles. And so with that, Raju, I'm going to turn it back over to you. I've had a lot of fun today. I'm looking forward to connecting with some great folks on this call, and it's been a blast. It's been a lot of fun.
Awesome. Thank you. And by the way, that's exactly something I shared recently about teams, because I discovered that. I mean, I kind of knew that, but you kind of, just like you said, you forget that. But yeah, no, great tip. All right. As I said, I'll be posting all the links to Dr. Donald Moine, on the LinkedIn, or if you see it on YouTube, I'll be posting all that stuff on YouTube. So please reach out to him. As you can see, he's got a lot of stuff that can help you with. So thanks again, Dr. Moine. Thanks for taking the time.
Okay. Thank you, folks. Everyone have a wonderful day and have a terrific week. Look forward to seeing you soon.